This video is brought to you by NordVPN. Protect your online life and save 77% off a 3-year plan by going to www.nordvpn.com/nameexplain. One country is home to plenty of rolling green hills, and the other is home to, let's just say, copious amounts of ice. So you would think that the one with a lot of ice would be called Iceland, and the one with a lot of green would be called Greenland, right? Well, for some reason, these two nations would seem to have the wrong names, with the greener one called Iceland and the icy one called Greenland. The whole Iceland-Greenland debacle has been talked about on the internet for many years now. Like, look how archaic these memes are about it. But surely there has to be more to it. First, let's look at Iceland's name. Something interesting about the naming conventions of the Norse is that they tended to name places after what they saw there. This can be seen with a portion of Canada that was known as Vineland when Leif Erikson, the son of Eric the Red, who we'll be talking about a little bit later, saw wild grapes and blackberries growing on vines there. And of course, it was this logic that went into the naming of Iceland too, as we see in the Icelandic sagas. There's actually a couple ideas as to where Iceland got its name from. One of the first names that we hear of for the country in the Icelandic sagas is Snæland, meaning snowland, as it was snowing when Nadadal, the first Norse explorer, reached Iceland. Another popular theory of how the country was named was due to Nordic settlers giving it that name as they wanted to discourage as many people as possible from also settling the island and overcrowding it. And with the current population of Iceland, I can kinda see that logic. Yet perhaps the most popular theory of how Iceland got its name is thanks to the Norwegian Viking Flokus Vilgalosson. According to the Icelandic Book of Settlement, the story goes that he, his family, and what livestock they could load onto the boat set sail to find lands that had been reported on by explorers before him. His daughter unfortunately drowned in the travels, and one of the things he was perhaps most famous for were his 3 ravens. He used these ravens to find new lands for him. The first of his ravens flew towards the already discovered Faroe Islands. The second flew into the air before coming back to the boat, but the last raven flew away, leading Flokus to the coast of Iceland and earning his name Hrafnaflokus, meaning Raven Flokus. Yet once there, Flokus didn't have the best time on the island. With his daughter dying during the journey, all the livestock he took with him perished in the harsh winter. The saga tells us that depressed and frustrated, he climbed a mountain to discover a fjord full of icebergs. He named this island Iceland because of this, and that was the name that made its way around the Viking world and stuck to this day. As the years went on since Flokus's naming of the land, Iceland grew and became more populated, eventually becoming the home of Norwegian-born Icelandic Viking Eric the Red. Eric wasn't the best of people, to say the least. Thought to be born in 950 CE, his father was exiled for manslaughter when he was just 10 years old. Eric grew up an angry young man. This anger, plus his red hair and beard, is what led to him becoming known as Eric the Red. By 982 CE, Eric was banished from Iceland due to killing 3 people in a feud. He took this time banished from Iceland to search for a new land that had been rumoured to exist west of Iceland. Eric found this land and decided to call it Greenland, hoping this name and the idea of a luscious land of vegetation and greenery would entice more people to come and live there too. So there we have it, one named by a Viking out of despair in the depths of winter, and the other named by another Viking as basically a marketing campaign. Yet even though these names at first glance look like they should be the other way around, perhaps there is more to it than that. Though Greenland is undoubtedly covered in ice, back when Eric first settled in the land in the summer of 982 CE, the grass may have been a lot greener, especially as he arrived in the south of the island, which even to today is one of the greener parts of Greenland. While Iceland is definitely the greener of the two countries, especially in the summer months, the country itself can still become extremely snow-laden in the winter months when even the mighty Gullfoss waterfall can freeze. It's thought that at least 11% of the country is permanently covered in ice, and Iceland is home to Europe's largest glacier, so perhaps the names aren't quite as mixed up as it would initially seem for these two Nordic countries. Speaking of Nordic countries, did you know that NordVPN's name was inspired by the Nordic ideas of confidence, trust and innovation? It was these ideas that went into making the best VPN that I have ever used, so thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring today's video. I've been using NordVPN on my laptop for a couple days now and it's been a fantastic experience. As shocking as it might sound, I do occasionally leave my house and work in places like cafes and pubs. The Wi-Fi in places like these are far from the most secure things, so having a VPN like Nord makes these experiences far more safe. And Nord allows me to bypass region blocks and access things that would otherwise be inaccessible here in Britain. Do you know how hard it is to watch the US US office here? Yet that's just a petty problem compared to the amount of censorship and content control seen in other nations in the world, perhaps like the one you are in right now. One thing that really struck me was just how easy it was to use. Simply download the app, log in, pick a server, and you are good to go. No complicated coding or anything a dumb ape like me couldn't handle. With access to over 1,000 servers in 61 countries and a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee, there has never been a better time to take your internet privacy more seriously, especially with the ever-changing landscape of the internet. NordVPN is offering my viewers 77% off a 3-year plan. Just go to www.nordvpn.com/nameexplain or click the link in the description to sign up and start protecting yourself. Once again, that link is www.nordvpn.com/nameexplain. Thank you. And of course, a huge thank you to all my awesome patrons. Without you guys, Name Explain wouldn't be possible. So if you want to help support the channel in the best way possible, why not donate $2 a month and get your name here with all these awesome people? Thank you.